I know that you have paused, Mr. President, shipments of 2,000-pound U.S. bombs to Israel due to concern that they could be used in any offensive on Rafah. Have those bombs, those powerful 2,000-pound bombs, been used to kill civilians in Gaza?
Civilians have been killed in Gaza as a consequence of those bombs and other ways in which they go after population centers. And I made it clear that if they go into Rafah, they haven't gone into Rafah yet. If they go into Rafah, I'm not supplying the weapons that have been used historically to deal with Rafah, to deal with the cities, to deal with that problem. It's just wrong. We're not going to supply the weapons and the artillery shells used that have been used.
Artillery shells as well.
Yeah, artillery shells.
Now, Biden said in the interview that Israel has not crossed a red line yet in Rafah, but that's because he's distinguishing between military operations that are taking place on the outskirts of Rafah versus ones targeting population centers in Rafah, which would be a red line. In many ways, though, this is a distinction without a difference, since the Israeli military is pounding those population centers in Rafah from the air right now, killing scores of people daily. The administration is currently holding up one shipment of about 3,500 2,000-pound bombs. Officials say a final decision hasn't been made yet on what to do with the weapons, and that they could ultimately still be released to the Israelis after an internal review. The State Department was supposed to present a report to Congress on the assurances that Israel provided that it will use weapons in compliance with international humanitarian law, which could provide lawmakers more insight into what's driving this hold, but that report has been delayed indefinitely. But the key thing here is that for over a half year now, anti-genocide protesters have been smeared as anti-Semites and had been beaten and arrested by police. But there's no way the administration would have been pressured into this position without those protests. And we're now in this new phase of talking about the conflict in which the administration can't hide the fact that Israel is indeed committing mass war crimes. For months, White House officials have treated even the inquiry that Israel is breaking international law as some absurd notion that's barely even worth a reply. I mean, remember this from National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby just last month?
I would also remind you, sir, that we continue to look at incidents as they occur. The State Department has a process in place. And to date, as you and I are speaking, they have not found any incidents where the Israelis have violated international humanitarian law. And lest you think we don't take it seriously, I can assure you that we do. We look at this in real time.
They have never violated international humanitarian law ever in the past 5 to 6 months.
I'm telling you, the State Department has looked at incidents in the past and has yet to determine that any of those incidents violate international humanitarian law.
Well, sir, time to finally trash those talking points you relied on for months to obscure the slaughter of tens of thousands of Palestinians. Because the administration can no longer deny Israel's war crimes and justify holding up weapons shipments. The latter proves the former. And while this shift in policy is of course welcome, it's occurring way too late. These weapons should have been cut off in October, once it was clear what Israel's intentions in Gaza are. I mean, let's be real, they should have been cut off decades ago. But because they weren't, then the administration is culpable in the deaths of over 35,000 Palestinians and likely a lot more. The ICJ and the ICC should take note of that. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. Also, if you want to see Means Morning News in its complete form, not just the clips we post here, head on over to Means TV and get access to all our new episodes and our entire backlog, plus tons of other great movies and original TV shows.